Good morning, Cedar Valley. This is Teresa Nikas. Welcome to Quiet Echo on Memorial Day. At 3 o'clock this afternoon, almost nobody in this country will pause. The country has forgotten the minute is there. Cedar Valley News, as best I can tell, may be the only paper in America reminding its readers today. We are doing it on purpose. A small paper in a small valley cannot do much about the wars the country fights or about the funerals other towns are holding. But we can remind a town of what the country has agreed to remember. A paper unwilling to do the small thing within its reach has stopped earning its name. This is the National Moment of Remembrance. Congress established it in the year 2000. It asks every American to pause 1 minute at 3 p.m. local time on the last Monday in May to honor those who died in service to this country. 26 years on, almost no paper will print a word about it. The minute went on the books, and the books have not made it into most lives. I want to tell you what the minute asks of you, and I want to tell you in plain words, because the day is going by, and some of you are listening to this on the porch first thing this morning, and some of you are listening in the car, on the way somewhere, and some of you are listening tonight, after the grill has gone cold. If it is before 3 where you are, you have time. Set your phone for 2:59. Whatever you are doing at 3, stop. 60 seconds wherever you are. If you are at a barbecue, set down the tongs. If you are driving, pull over if you can. If you are at the lake, stop the boat and let it drift. If you are on the porch with your family, like I will be, do not make a speech of it. Just say it is 3 o'clock and ask the people you love to be quiet with you for a minute. If 3 has already come and gone, do not feel you have missed the day. Stop wherever you are now for 1 minute. The point is not the precision of the clock. The point is the country agreed by act of Congress to be quiet at the same time about the same thing once a year. Doing it 10 minutes late on Memorial Day is closer to the spirit of it than doing it perfectly on a Tuesday in July. I am going to make a big deal of it on my own porch. I am going to tell my sister and her husband at breakfast. I am going to tell my nephew, who is 8 years old, the same age I was when I first noticed my grandfather walking out at 2:45. My grandfather was a veteran of a war I will not name because the war is not the point. He came home in 1946 and lived 43 more years and did not, in all I knew of him, give a single speech about what he had seen. Every Memorial Day until the year he died, he stepped onto his back porch at 2:45, sat in a wooden chair he had built himself, and waited. At 3, he took his hat off and held it on his knee. At 1 minute past, he put it back on and went inside. I asked my mother once what he was doing out there. She said he was visiting some friends. I said, "Where are they?" She said they could not come to the house. I understood eventually. The friends my grandfather visited every Memorial Day were the men he had served with who did not come home. He had a list of them in his head all his life. He did not say their names out loud. He did not put their pictures on the wall, the way some men did. He sat in the chair at 3 o'clock once a year and he visited them in the only way a living man can visit the dead, which is to sit quietly and let them be remembered. He was a private man. The minute at 3 o'clock was his entire public observance of a thing he carried every day. The chair is on my porch now, the wood darker than it was, the cushions newer than the rest. I do not always sit in the chair. Today I will. I do not have the same list my grandfather had. But I have the chair, and I have a country which once agreed by act of Congress to give 1 minute a year to people I do not know personally, but who were known and loved by men like my grandfather. The minute is mine to keep now. It is yours, too, if you will take it. One other thing, because Memorial Day and Veterans Day are not the same and the country keeps confusing them. Today is for the ones who did not come home. November is for the ones who did. If you have a living veteran at the table today, thank him if you want to, but he is not the subject. The subject is the friends he carried home in his head, the empty chairs at the company reunion every year, the men and women whose graves the volunteers marked with flags last weekend. Make a small thing of it. Tell the people you are with where the minute came from. Tell them why we have it. Let Cedar Valley be the town which did. Cedar Valley News has a Facebook group. There is a conversation going on. Tell us what you did at 3 o'clock. I will put the link in the show notes. This is Teresa Nikas, your host for today's Quiet Echo. Thanks for listening. Quiet Echo is part of the fictional Cedar Valley News series, written by Evan Swenson, publisher, and Claude Marshall, AI developmental editor. While the people and town of Cedar Valley are fictional, Memorial Day, the National Moment of Remembrance, and the act of Congress establishing it in 2000 are real.
You've been listening to the Cedar Valley News Podcast, where small-town voices meet the headlines shaping our world. From faith and family to front porches and fields. We'll be back with more stories connecting real lives to real events. Until next time, keep your porch light on, your faith strong, and your heart open. This is Cedar Valley News.